beautiful girl I'd ever seen to wait on me. It was Victoria. We got to talking and I found out she was a good Christian girl. I thought that's great because if she wasn't, I was sure about to convert her. And I went in there to buy a battery for my watch and she ended up selling me a whole new watch. She's been taking my money ever since then. That was back when I was in my early 20s when I went in there, and I had never really dated anybody before. I was playing baseball 4 or 5 nights a week. I grew up in sports, and I thought, God, I'm tired of hanging out with these guys, and I need to meet me a woman. And when I saw Victoria, that was a real woman, so I got my nerve up, and I asked her to go to a Rockets basketball game with me. I called her back after I'd met her, and she said yes, and I had season tickets right back there over on the left, on the 4th row. I wanted my first date to go so perfect, and when the day came, I went and got my car washed, and I bought me a new shirt, and doing the best that I could, and I went into the drawer to get the tickets for that night's game, and my heart sunk, because I could find every night except that night. Then I remembered I'd given those tickets away several months before. I thought, I cannot tell her that I'm not going to go to the game with her, and I thought, well, we'll just buy tickets out front from the scalpers. That's back when it was legal in Texas. It's not legal anymore. So I picked her up and told her this story, and we came out there and bought some tickets, and the guy told me they were good seats. I paid a lot of money, and we came through the turnstile. She went first, and she went in, and then I went and gave the lady my ticket, and she stopped me and said, I'm sorry, sir, this ticket is for tomorrow night's ball game. So Victoria was in the building, and I was outside, and the people were saying, come on, kid, get out of the way. And I could just go over to the side, and I just waved at her through the glass. And I thought, that's not how I wanted my first date to start. So I went back, and I found the guy and told him what happened. He gave me 2 more tickets. And he said they were good seats, but they weren't. They were all the way up there by the American flag. I was 1 row from the top. There was only 1 row behind us. And, we laughed, and we had a fun time with it, but during that time, at halftime, the Rockets would choose one of the fans to shoot from half court. And if they made a basket, they would win a car. And it just so happened they chose someone from our section. And at halftime, everybody was on their seats. The guy went out there and he shot the ball and swoosh, he made it and won a car. Well, all of his friends were sitting around us. When he made it, they jumped up, threw their hands up in the air. The only problem was they all had cups of beer with no lids on them. That beer went up in the air. It was like slow motion. I had time to pray. I said, God, whatever you do, don't let this beer come down on Victoria. I said, God, I'll go to India and be a missionary. God, I'll do anything you want. But, God has a sense of humor because Victoria, it came and just covered her right there. I will never forget looking at her, seeing that beer dripping down her profile, under her jacket. And I thought, here, I'm a preacher's kid. How am I going to take her home to her parents? But they were smelling like beer. But we dated a 1.5 years and had 2 beautiful children. And listen, I wouldn't be half of who I am today if it were not for Victoria. She has spoken so much faith into me. 10 years before my father went to be with the Lord, we sit on the front row at Lakewood while my dad was speaking. And she said, Joel, one day you're going to pastor the church. I thought, I am not. That would make me mad. I'd say, Victoria, I don't even know how to preach. She'd say, oh yeah, Joel, just preach to them like you preach to me. But I know, seriously, one reason I was able to step up is because she had spoken seeds of faith into me so long. That's a great trait because we have enough people pushing us down and telling us what we can't become. We should be telling our spouse, our children, our loved ones what they can become. We should be calling out those seeds of greatness on the inside. That's what Victoria's done for me. She's going to bless you today. I love her dearly, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out today. I can't believe I've been married 24 years. You might find this surprising, but even after 24 years of marriage, Joel and I still don't agree on everything. Just goes to show you, he's not right all the time. Today, my mother, Georgine, is here, and I love her. She's been a wonderful mother. In fact, I worked with her in the jewelry store before I married Joel. And we took a lot of trips together because we would go and buy jewelry for the store. And we were able to travel all over the world. We went to some really fun places together, Hong Kong, Paris, Thailand. We have so many great memories together. And then when Joel and I married, we traveled with his father extensively into India and Bulgaria, and I got to see things that I'd never been exposed to before. And now we're traveling all over the country, taking our Nights of Hope. And wow, it's wonderful to see people giving their hearts to Jesus all over the country. But no matter how much I've traveled, every time I go to pack my bags, I always think, what have I left out? I start through my checklist. Do I have the right clothes? Do I have enough shoes? What if the weather changes?